This video is inspired by Reddit. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Today, doing something a little different. So I was scrolling through Reddit and I came across this subreddit about the greatest books people have ever read. And I was like, they were giving some really good reasons why these books were the greatest. And some of them sound super interesting, but I didn't own them. So I kept scrolling and one kept coming up, and I do in fact own it. And I was like, this is the perfect opportunity to read this because I've been putting it off. This is a perfect opportunity. Like, it's a reason I'm on this subreddit. So many people were saying how it was such a good book. And I was like, let's get into East of Eden by John Steinbeck. Let's do this because I've been putting this off and I hear nothing but rave 5 and 6-star reviews. So that's what we're doing. I'm actually going to turn this into a reading vlog because why not? It's going to take a while, so I wanted to split it up into different parts. Me first choosing this one out of that list because it was the one that I owned on that greatest book I've ever read list. And I'm excited to read it. So yeah, this book is set in California and it follows two families and it's supposed to be like a reenactment of the fall of Adam and Eve and the sibling rivalry between Cain and Abel. So I'm interested. I'm excited. I had it on my shelf. Everybody said it's great. Can't wait to get into it. I'm gonna see how long it takes to get through this. I don't know, but have you read this and what you think about it? So the way this video is gonna kind of be structured, I think, is that one, I chose the book from the subreddit. I'm going to be reading it and trying to record like live updates. I don't know, periodically. I don't know like in what intervals, but it'll be periodically and sharing it here as quick to live as possible. I might show a little bit of me reading just depending on how much time I have. And then it's going to end with a full review of it. So that's the way that I predict this video going. Life happens and it might not look like that, but I think it will. So join me on this ride as I read East of Eden by John Steinbeck. Let's get a little bit of reading. Let's just start it now. It's a pretty day. Like, hold on. Sorry, y'all. It's a pretty day. Let's start it now. Grab a blankie. We're going to start now. East of Eden by John Steinbeck. Let's get into it. Real quick, I like the Penguin editions of books because of like the extra commentary that it has. So it kind of starts off with almost like a biography of John Steinbeck, his work. Yeah. Okay, let's get into it. Here we go. An introduction by David Wyatt. Then it has suggestions for further readings. Okay, cool. Let's get into it. Shout out, they already called out Of Mice and Men, published in 1937, and Grapes of Wrath, published in 1939. I've read both of those. I know I said my school, like during school, I wasn't required to read a lot of stuff. We did read those, but those are two books that I am going to reread as an adult. I actually have those two. I have Canary Row. I have a few more of his books that I'm going to reread. So maybe this will be the catalyst for it, just depending on how this book goes. But yeah, shout out to that. The few books that my school did have me read. Okay. He died in 1968, but he won a Nobel Prize in 1962. Okay. Here we go. We starting the real deal. All right. Actually, no, we're not. We still got the introduction. Almost starting the real deal. Intro. Let's get it. Bro, Easter Eden came out swinging. So before this, The Grapes of Wrath was his #1 book. It was up there. Easter Eden hit the bookstores in midsummer of 1952. And the 602-page novel sold for $4.50. But by November, it had become the nation's #1 bestseller. Period. A limited edition of 750 copies had been distributed to important reviewers. Hit the one hell of a big first edition. Okay. East of Eden was a book he wrote to my sons, and I shall tell them this story against the background of the country I grew up in, and along the river I know and do not love very much. For I have discovered that there are other rivers, and this my boys will not know for a long time, nor can they be told. A great many never come to know that there are other rivers. Okay, this is the intro, and I'm already digging it. I'm already. Steinbeck, you can't stay married, man. Like, dang. Can't stay married. She killed my love of her with little cruelties. In a more reductive mood, he wrote that American married life is a doormat to the whorehouse. Jeez Louise. I love when they give backstory to the novel. Like the introductions, if they like a good introduction hits, like when they give you backstory to what was going on in the author's life, where the inspiration was drawn from, like the lay of the land at the time, the political landscape, the social landscape. Like when it gives context to what's really to come in these pages, I feel like it just adds to the lore, you know. East of Eden explores the value and love of places, but some of the strongest writing in the book is reserved for them. The research that went into writing the book, the places he visited, like it just adds to it. It almost gives you more of an appreciation for the book too, you know. The things they lost, what they gained, the relationships that didn't make it, friendships, like even stuff like how their writing changed from their previous novels to this novel. Like, if you can get, I'm not telling you what to do. You might have already read this, but I'm glad I got this edition because, like, it's just stuff I wouldn't know. Like, the different approach he took in this book versus The Grapes of Wrath. Like, it's just, you know, it's cool to know that. It talks about like the pacing of the book, the tone of the book, the structure of the book. It says its leisure derives from the 18th century English novels. In pace, it is more like Fielding than like Hemingway. Steinbeck tried to avoid the headlong pace of The Grapes of Wrath, and he wrote often about whether the work was going fast or slow. His attempts to, He wanted an unhurried rhythm. So I also like to read that because I want to see if I could point that out while reading. Like, can I agree that it's, like an unhurried rhythm? Can I agree that the tone is what he said it should be, that the structure is like, it kind of flows in the way that he wanted it to? Does that convey and come across the way that he intended? This novel has a tone of wisdom literature. We shall see. Oh, this is cool. It also talks about what how he initially wanted to, I guess, write the book, and then he didn't go that way. So he said he initially planned to alternate the two main characters' chapters as kind of a parallel biography. Okay, but it involved far differently. So I'm excited to see. I'm gonna share this. Steinbeck proposed 4 titles for East of Eden before he finally got it right. The Salinas Valley, My Valley, Valley to the Sea, Cain Sign, and then East of Eden. Okay, cool. Okay, I'm on suggestions for further reading. I hope y'all can see. But anyways, it shows like some biographies, journals, letters, some criticisms of the book that they suggest you read, which, depending on how short they are, I might actually skim over these. I'm interested to see once I'm finished, and then some articles related to it. Okay, are we into the book now? We're into it. I'm talking about in it. Okay, we in there. All right. Let's get into it. I might cut this off and then come back later. I'm gonna see what kind of dent I can make in this. I'll see y'all when I pick it back up. Okay, I've been reading without being on camera, and now I'm back on camera to read. Y'all, it's so hard to... It's not hard, but most of the places that I read, like, I don't want to record it. So now I'm seeing why I don't do more reading vlogs. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. But, like, I be in my bonnet, in a robe, balled up on the couch like a hermit. And I don't want to be on camera like that. But anyways, I'm back in my office. Let's keep reading. I've already read a couple chapters. I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to stay on this camera. So let's just get into it. What I can say so far, I really like the writing in this book. Like, it's rich, it's descriptive, it's I don't know, it's eloquent in a way, but not like super over the top. So far, I really like it. I like Grapes of Wrath and Of Mice and Men, which I'm probably gonna reread both of those soon. But yeah, I already know I like the writing style and how rich and descriptive it is, and I'm invested mainly because it's already being told beautifully. So. An example of like what I like with his writing style is this sentence right here. She had a dour Presbyterian mind and a code of morals that pinned down and beat the brains out of nearly everything that was pleasant to do. I like that. Anyways. Make every word count. Like, every word in these sentences count and matter, and I appreciate that. Something to note about like the structure of the book. All of the chapters are really short, pretty much. Like there's a lot of chapters and they all pretty short. So that's a benefit if that matters to you. Update. I'm at the end of week 1. I think if I sink my teeth in, I'll be able to finish this next week. So we'll see. We shall see. So far, my thoughts are, I like the writing. I like the writing style. A whole lot. Like you can kind of see the scene and the stage being set up, but I don't know exactly where it's going. We'll see. There's some dynamics of son-father relationship, stepmother relationship. I'm seeing a surprise entrance of tuberculosis, also known as consumption. I don't know if you've seen videos before now where I talked about reading the book Everything is Tuberculosis, and it just popped up in here. And I was just thinking about the way that was kind of talked about in this book. Talks about the military and the dad's perspective on it, both brothers. Everybody so far has a distinct voice, a distinct character. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm gonna lock in, y'all. Let me just give you an update since the last time I've been here. Adam, Charlie, and Kathy. I'm at the point where all their stories like intertwining, and I'm just like, wow. I'm sucked in. I'm locked in. I'm in there. Like the character development is through the roof. And at this point it's been like building on these bricks that I didn't even realize were being built on. And I'm in there. Right now I'm at the point where I can pretty much tell that the story is going to, because initially it said it was a retelling, was based on Adam and Eve and then Cain and Abel. I can kind of now see how that's taking place. You got two families, the Trask family and the Hamilton family, yeah. And I can just see, I can see the path that it's going. I don't know how it's going to get there, but I can now at least see that I'm on a path. Like before I was just reading and taking it in and enjoying it. But now I see I'm in a car, in the vehicle, and I'm on the path to the destination, wherever that is. So I'm excited. It's actually really good. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. I got a chunk of it done while the kids and my husband was playing a game. And again, I didn't want to set the camera up in there either. Like, I don't know. I'm trying, y'all. If y'all never see another update into the end where I'm finished, I'm sorry. But I really do try to like... The crazy thing is I love watching reading vlogs. But making them, I want to make it because I like to watch it. I like to consume other people's reading vlogs. But when I go do it, I'm just like, it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't want to get out my robe. I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to move the camera. So yeah, anyways, that's it for now. And I'm going to see y'all in the next update. I'm going to try to move the camera around. I'm going to try my best. But yeah, I'm at chapter 22 right now. So I'm back with an update. I've been trying to come on here, y'all, for real. Back with an update from East of Eden. I am on chapter 27. And Things just got a little, I mean, they've been interesting, but they just really got interesting. First of all, Kathy. Kathy. Kathy is out of control. Kathy is out of control. But this raises some very important questions. When I think about the two characters, Cal and Aaron, it really makes me think about like the nature versus nurture argument. Like yes, it matters who we were descended from. Yes, it matters like who our parents were. But also, how much does environment matter? Like, how much does external things matter in that? Because with the two characters, Aaron and Cal, their dad is Adam. It's interesting. Like, just seeing them as young kids and how like their minds are developed and how much of that is their dad, how much of that is their mom. Very interesting. Very interesting. And another thing, back to Adam and Charlie, they're brothers. Charles is something. Like, yeah, it's getting interesting. We just reached a point where Charles did something and you just like, bro, what are you doing? And now I'm just trying to see how this unfolds. We're going to the baseball field because my kids have practice, but I'm taking this book. I'm on chapter 27. Practice is about 2.5-ish hours. So I know I can get quite a bit read, but also I'm like looking up at them practice too. So I don't know exactly how much, but I feel like I can finish this in the next day or two. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So I'll be back when I see how this thing plays out. Another thing, I do like a few of the side characters a lot. Every character in this book that has like some kind of role, the character development is on point. Like, they are developed. Okay, the side characters that really like help make the story what it is Lee. He is helping Adam raise these kids. He's a Chinese man. We have Samuel. He is something else. Something just happened with him that like was unexpected. So that was interesting. And it's just like, I don't know. Y'all just gotta see. You just gotta see how it plays out. So I'm going to try to get some reading done at the ballpark. And I'll be back. I'm hoping, like I said, I can finish this in the next day or two. Yeah, the next day or two. But it's good. I have been actually very impressed with how good it is. It's like, I don't know what I expected. I can say when I first started this, before I read it, I knew that it was kind of like I thought it was like a reimagining of Adam and Eve and then Cain and Abel. So in my head, it was gonna like be about something totally different. But that's the good thing about reimaginings and like retellings and using one thing as a basis for another. You literally can make it your own. And Steinbeck did that. So yeah, let me go get some more reading done. I'll be back. I finished. And wow. I'm talking, it was good. This was a great book. It's full of so many like bigger questions, like life versus death, good versus evil, nature versus nurture. It's got family dynamics. It's got nothing. Everything is not as it seems. Everything is not as it seems. And what it might look like on the surface is not always what it is. Okay? That's what this book was about. That's really what I got out of this. The meaning of free will versus what you're already destined to do. The meaning of following your own path. The meaning of thinking that a move is going to be beneficial or like this thing over here is better for whatever reason, but it's unknown. And then you step into that path and realize you don't know. And then you want to go back to this other thing. It's full of decisions. Okay. Secrets exposed, things being uncovered. hidden truths, deception, manipulation. Like, this was so good. It was so good. Now, the list that I said I got it from, the Reddit post, the Reddit sub post, the subreddit, the question was, what's the greatest novel of all time? Like, what is the best thing out there? There were a lot of options, but I kept saying East of Eden. And I was like, you know what? I have this on my shelf. Let me read it. They said it's so good. Let me see what's up with it. And it's so good. It was great. It was so good, like layered. I don't know what I expected. I didn't expect the side characters to be like main characters. Like there were main characters. Adam, Charlie, Adam's two sons. There were main characters, Kathy, but there were side characters that might as well have been main characters. Okay, you got Lee, who was like the live-in nanny almost for Adam's two twins. You had Samuel, who like he had a big part. Him and his wife. You had Will, like so many other people brought this story together. Even like Kathy, I don't want to give too much of it away, but Kathy ended up owning this business. And even the people who worked there, they were like, they had like a personality or like character traits. So it was interesting. I just feel like I got more out of this than I went in thinking I would get. Like right off the bat, I can tell it was beautifully written. Like I liked the way that it was written. This was good. East of Eden, y'all. Yeah. Winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature. Bro, I see why. I see why. I can't even lie. So, East of Eden at its core is a multi-generational novel that spans over decades. It really centers around the idea of good versus evil. You have two families, the Trask family and the Hamilton family, and they're intertwined throughout history. The Trask family, their lineage is filled with evil, jealousy, rivalry, envy, and ultimately sin. And then you have the Hamilton family that's based on Steinbeck's actual family, and they're an immigrant family who have a different set of morals and values. And you get to see how that meshes over time and what that looks like. It's so interesting to see how it all plays out. Yeah, like there's a lot of wisdom embedded in this book. You have a lot of talk about war. What's that look like? Physical, literal war, but also I think a big part of that can be talking about spiritual warfare as well. You have this brother pair. It starts out with Charlie and Adam, and they're being raised by their dad and their stepmom. And you get to see how before Adam is a dad, he's a son, he's a brother, and he has relationships and connections there. You get to see the values that his dad instilled and didn't instill in him, the love that he showed or didn't show in sometimes. And then you get to see how the two brothers interacted with each other before and in the face of their father's death. And then what their dad leaves them, like what's left behind after you're gone. Then you get to see how Adam grows up to be a man, how Charlie grows up to be a man, the decisions that they make, which ones are their own, which ones that they inherit, you know? Then you get a little psychological mess in there with another main character. She is a mess and she got some psychological stuff going on. Then she has a kid. She has kids. And then you get to see, again, what's inherited and what's not, that nature versus nurture thing. Like, yes, I'm your son. And I do, like, we have similar traits, but at its core, are my decisions my own? Like, yes, no, it's complicated, you know? And then it's interesting to see, like, the different gender roles and hear how that's weaved throughout and shown. You get to see about, like, city life versus country life, which you think is better to raise kids and why. Then you have this cool character, Lee, who he's an immigrant that's like a live-in nanny slash uncle slash confidant. He's like very wise, very understanding, wise beyond his years. And he serves as like this cool central point of like wisdom. And you just kind of get to see how he became to be who he is and his family, how his mom and dad came to have him. And it's just interesting to me. Like, so much of it is hinged on these family dynamics that you can really appreciate. You can really appreciate. It's a work of art. Like, it's beautiful, you know? Get to think about, like, what's it like living during this time? What's it like being a single dad? What's it like being like, you know, a person without kids? What's it like having a sister? What's it like dealing with grief? Grief. How do you handle that? Yeah. And another thing I really like about it is there's a heavy, like, emphasis on male influence. Like, in the home, what's it like having that male influence? What's it like, you know, from coming from your dad's point of view or your brother? What's that feel like to crave acceptance and love? And then what's that look like from the community? Like the males in your community, you know what I mean? And it's so many good things about this book. And I just feel like it was so well done. Like, bravo. Yeah, and I feel like it was well done. Like I said, again, to sum this all up, heavy, heavy themes of good versus evil, sin versus purity, I guess, giving versus taking, free will versus fate, I guess, inheritance, a heavy theme of inheritance and deserving something versus not, heavy themes of hard work. And it was good, man. It was good. It was really good. Family dynamics, secrets being uncovered, like so many good, healthy lessons and wisdom all throughout it. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. And that's it. That's it. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Thank y'all for sticking with me throughout this. Reading vlogs are the hardest thing for me to record. So that's why I don't do many. I enjoy them. I love watching other people do it. But for me, it's a lot to do it. Because typically when I'm reading, I know I've said this many times, I'm like ducked off. I'm either on the back porch, like not wanting to set up a camera and stuff, or I'm on the couch with my robe on, like a hoodie, blanket, all that. I'm just like not in a recording space. And then by the time I set up the camera to record, I'm like, oh yeah, I read 18 more chapters. I'm back. And it's like, girl, we need more. But anyways, that's it for today, y'all. Thank y'all for sticking along with me. It was some parts of this book that blew my mind. Blew my mind. Like, and I'm constantly thinking about like who was the inspiration for these characters? Because like obviously, yes, it does kind of hinge on the biblical story of Cain and Abel and then Adam and Eve. But like, who did you like? Kathy was another kind of character. And I'm just like, who is Kathy? Like, who did you have in your head when you wrote about Kathy Steinbeck? That's what I want to know. Anyways, y'all, that's it. I'm going to see y'all on the next video.